Hi folks, how are you? Toby Walker here, a little bit of blues time for you. Let me just make sure. I've been playing the hell out of this guitar lately, so I just want to make sure it's in tune. So anyway, for today's lesson, I'm going to be teaching you some really cool little turnarounds that you could use and endings that you can use in the blues in the key of A. And for those of you that are just tuning in and don't know much about any of this or what I do here, if you look just above, if you look really just above my head, it should be right up there in the links, okay? You're going to see, you could download your tablature right above there. There's a link to download the tab for today's lesson. And also, there's also a link for any donations that you can send to me. It would be really greatly appreciated. I'm just trying to now start to book work for the fall. I don't really have anything going on yet in the summer. I've been out of work since performing, so to speak, since COVID started way back in March, and over a year ago. So hopefully I'm going to be out performing again, and hopefully I'll be coming to a town near you. But that's not going to be till late fall and even into 2022. So at any rate, I'm going to be doing this guitar lesson, and you have the links right up there. And for a donation, any donation's great, but if you donate 15 bucks, I'm going to send you a video guitar lesson on how to play this particular song, which I'm just going to play right now. There's a tune called CC Rider. Yes, CC Rider, tell me what you have done. I said, now CC Rider, tell me what you have done. You made me love you, now your man done gone. You know I should have listened to my second mind. You know I should have listened, baby, to my second mind. Well, I wouldn't be here hanging my head and crying. Oh, that's right. That's a piece of the song that I'm going to show you. I'm going to send to you instructional videos on how to play that. That particular song I learned from a man named Jeffrey. How are you, from Toronto? Yeah, folks, if you want to put anything in the comment section, I could see her. Francis from Yorkshire, England. I hope to be back in England late fall or early spring of next year. So. Maybe coming near you there, Francis. Anyway, so glad you like that. This was I learned from a man named Ben Andrews, the late Ben Andrews. If you look him up on YouTube, he was an incredible guitar player, great singer, and he died way too young. He drank quite a bit, and but his death was kind of mysterious. Yes, there's a whole YouTube video actually on that, of a news program that came out on his death, because he did kind of hang out with some questionable people. So anyway, that's CC Rider, and I'll be sending you a video on how to play that song step by step for a $15 donation. And we're going to get into the lesson real quick. Again, folks, you can download the tab. That's right above me. And right above, there's the link right up there. And you can download the tab, and we're going to get into some turnarounds and endings. If you see them, the donation page too, I'm also going to be giving, if you add, I think it's maybe $10 more, I'm going to give you not only that lesson, CC Writer, but I'm going to give you a choice of any 2 lesson packs from my website. And those packs contain like 5 or 6 songs, all ways of improvising on them, with downloadable videos and tab and notation. And that's for a $25 donation. Usually they're $30 a piece, but you get it right here for that. So anyway, that's the thing. And Andreas, it's good to see you come in. Sue, yes, I would love to come to Seattle. Absolutely, 100%. Would love to get out there. It's been a long time since I actually busked on the streets in San Francisco, way down a little bit lower than you. Anyway, it's nice to have some folks in the audience today, and let's get right into the lesson, shall we? These are turnarounds. You know, when I first started traveling around the country, I remember doing an article for the Blues Review Quarterly at the time. It's no longer existing, but there was a man named Bob Varell, and he was the editor. And I was going through West Virginia, and I called him up, and I wanted to go visit him, and he said, come on over. And we started playing guitar, and, you know, he was amazed at all these little turnarounds I was throwing into the songs. And he says, where do you come up with these things? I said, I don't know. I just sort of either make them up or listen to other people play them, and I steal them. And then I create a notebook filled with them. And he was like, you actually do that? And I said, yeah, I actually do that. So this is a page from that notebook. These are just turnarounds right now in the key of A. Christian in Europe, I hope I get to Europe again. I need an agent in Europe. I have one for the UK, but I don't have one, Christian, for Europe. Anyway, so let's take a look at these turnarounds and endings. But one thing I would want to tell you is that any turnaround, which occurs usually at the end of a blues tune, and it turns the song around back to the beginning again, you can also use that as an ending. And I'm going to show you how to do that. You can also use that as an introduction to the song. So turnarounds have 3 uses: intros, turnarounds, and endings. So I'll show you how to use all that. Take a look at our very first one. It's a very common one. World tour in the works. Oh, I hope so, Sue. I hope so. All right, I'm starting this one out in this little D7 shape, but it's at our 8th fret. I'm going to start playing it. Let me play this straight through, and then we'll go through it. All right, so let's take a look at this carefully. My bass is just staying like this, okay, throughout that whole first measure. But I'm doing these little triplets going from the first string, second string to the third string every time I hit the bass note, except for the first bass note. Now I'm going to go to the... And I'm using like you could use like 1 finger if you want. I'm using 2. I got my index finger on the first string and middle finger on the first string, and my index finger just comes up on the other 2. But however you want to play it, you can. Now I move that back, and now this last one you could do separate notes, but I figured just get 2 of them. So instead of this, you get, fill it out a little bit. And then finally, we're going to go into this little A chord. And you can see in the tablature in the chord diagram, I got my first finger barred on the first 2 strings and my second finger on that C sharp note. So I have this. And then I'm going to come right back and get to the C sharp and walk it up to an E note. And as I'm in that, going into that, I come into a E7 chord. It looks just like a C chord, right? Or a C7, but up here at the 5th fret. And I do this. I'm grabbing the 2nd and 3rd string there. So that little part would go. that whole turnaround is that's a cool little turnaround. All right, this next one, it's at the top of your page, and the next two measures, all of these are about 2 measures long, okay? We have this next one that sounds like this. I think I got that last one right. I get that little bass on. There we go. So let's take a look at this one. We're starting off again with the 5th string, and I'm grabbing the 2nd string, the 4th string with my 2nd finger on the 2nd fret, and my 3rd finger on that C sharp note on the 2nd string, 2nd fret, and with my right hand I'm actually separating my 1st and 2nd finger. So I have my 1st finger on the 4th string, and I got my middle finger on the 2nd string. So I'm sort of separating them, like, and I keep my bass going. Now I'm going to hit this, all 3 strings, and then hit just those 2 strings again. So I have, just like that. So I have, then I move it up, and then when I finally get up to this next chord, I'm just going to move these 2 up like this and add in my 1st finger on that B note on the 3rd string at that 4th fret, and grab all 4 strings, just like so. That would be an A9. Let's see, and hopefully the video's coming out okay. It looked like something froze a little bit. I can never trust Facebook, but that's the only thing that's actually halfway good these days. And hopefully it'll all be good. Let's just make sure. I'm going to just refresh that page here, and hopefully that'll work. Hopefully the sound and the video is coming out okay. It's the best I could do here on a Mac. If I had a PC, I heard that it's even better, but I don't. Anyway, so that's the first line of your tablature, and let's take a look at this next one. This next one really is it's a thing right out of the Jimmy Reed songbook. Okay. So I'm starting off with that 5th string. Then I'm grabbing what looks like to be like a little D shape, and that little D shape is on the 4th, 3rd, and 2nd string, and it's right at that 5th fret. So I have this, and I'm grabbing all 4 strings here. I'm using my 3 fingers to grab all those strings, but you could brush it up with your 1st finger if that works for you. Okay, the sync is good in France. Good. Yeah, maybe I'm getting a little weird feedback on the Facebook page. But at any rate, let's try this now. Now I'm going to strike that all 4 strings, and then just the other 3 strings by themselves. So we have 4 and just 3. I'm going to move that back. Do the same thing with the right hand. Move it back. And then I'm going to come down and grab a little bit of this A chord. Finally, I'm going to go right into my like a E flat 7, and then so it would sound like this. That last measure. Just like so. So altogether, and Jimmy Reed uses this turnaround a great deal. If you're not familiar with Jimmy Reed, you should listen to some of his stuff. It's just great stuff. And I should add right now where turnarounds come in. That would be handy. You know, at the end of a blues tune, say in the key of A, you go to an E chord in that 12-bar blues. This would be in the ninth measure of a 12-bar blues. Okay, you'd be going into an E chord, a D7, and then right there, that's where the turnaround comes in. So that's where the turnaround comes in. I'm going to show you how you can use those as an ending as well. All right, so I think we're good here. Let me just refresh that page, make sure the video is coming out good. It looks like it's coming out good. All right. Okay, let's take a look now at the next line, at that same line, but this is the very typical Robert Johnson turnaround is what we call it. Okay, we have this. So here we're actually starting on the 5th string, and I'm grabbing the 3rd string together, pinching the two together. Now at that point I'm going to let go. I'm going to put my pinky on that high A note, and I'm going to take my 3rd finger and put it on the 4th string to get that G note. I'm going to pinch those two and then play the 1st string again. Now I'm going to move it back to the F sharp right along that 4th string. I'm going to move the notes down chromatically. And then F, and then finally back to our A, or our E note there. And then right at that point, I let go, hit the open 3rd string, come down on an E chord, grab that G sharp, and then, so here's that whole thing now. That's a very typical turnaround. You could also play with this. You know, this isn't in the tab, but you can go like you can play triplets in there as well. You could also turn around and maybe mix up the triplets, and so there I just did the triplet on the top part. You know, so you could kind of mix these up, quarter notes, or you can get, there's a triplet, 8th note, and then a quarter note down. So it's really any way you'd really like to you know, play this. Now here's this next one. This is one I sort of came up with myself. I'll play this. A lot of little things going on there. So let's take this one real slow. We're going to hit the bass note, and you could use your pinky or your 3rd finger to grab the A and the E together at the 5th fret. And I'm kind of pinching them with my thumb and 1st finger. Now I'm going to let go of that and bar the first 2 strings at the 2nd fret and pinch those. And then hit the open 1st and 2nd. So I have... Now I'm going to take the E note and the C sharp note on the 4th and 2nd string, grab those, and then hit open. So we have, and then we're going to take our 1st finger, get on that 3rd string at the 2nd fret, and then the F sharp. So we have that little triplet. Finally, a little walk up. C sharp, open D, D sharp, E, and then. Now, this video, the YouTube video, will be up for a whole week. So if you're not getting all this right now, just go to my Facebook page, and you can always review the whole video over and over again if you'd like. So don't worry about it if you're not getting everything, but just so you understand where the movements are, and that would be good. And again, if you have any questions at all, just let me know, and then I'll answer them for you. So that's kind of cool. I like doing that. All right, so here we go. Let's take a look at this next one. This next one's tricky because this next one we have actually a line going down and a line going up. So the way I like to break something like this down, because we're actually playing it like, we're actually doing stuff like that. So let's try and get this just right. And I usually break it down in terms of shapes. Now, the first shape that you want to actually play is get your pinky up on that 4th string, G note, and take your first finger and put it right there on the 2nd string at the 2nd fret. That's your first shape. All right, so you want to just make sure you get into that little shape. Now, you're going to do another shape. Pick those fingers up, put your 2nd finger on the D note, and your 3rd finger on the F sharp note. So that's your 2nd shape. Now your next shape, here I'm going to take my 2nd finger, put it up on the F note, and you could use your pinky if you want to grab that D sharp note, or your 3rd finger, whatever one's easier for you. That's your 3rd shape. So here's our first shape, our 2nd shape, our 3rd shape, and now you could play the open 1st string and the E note here. That'll work. In the tab, I just kind of move it up to the 2nd string. I go. So I kind of get a little bit of a different tone there, which I like. But you can get that, whichever one that you feel comfortable with. Once you have those shapes, now the picking between the thumb and the finger take place with the right hand. So we have a triplet on each shape. Thumb, index, thumb. Now I'm going to come down, and then finally we get this the little thing that we did before. And we're going to do that one a lot in the next few things, because the most important part is this part. Okay, your turnarounds. So that's that one. And again, if I was playing this in a blues, okay, so that's where the turnaround fits. Now, here's something. If you're going to begin a song in the key of A, like a blues shuffle, you could always begin it with a turnaround, sort of like an introduction, okay? See how the turnarounds can be used as introductions as well. So they have a dual purpose, okay? So that's kind of fun, just kind of add to your playing. All right, here's one that I like using a lot. You probably seen me use this one in concert and stuff like that. I got Tom in there. Hey, Tom, how are you? I got Tom help me through this whole mess. Oh, yeah. Tom, glad to have you. Tom's a cool guy. He's one of my, yeah, Tom's a very cool guy. I want to thank Tom for $5. There's a donation there. We have some nice donations coming in, and I want to thank Andreas, Tom, Christian, Eric. Thank you so much for your donations so far, and I will be sending you kind of cool stuff. Okay, probably in a day. Depends on, I got yard work and walk my dog, but I'll be sending you that stuff. but thank you. So let's take a look at this next one. I love using this one. This will be at the bottom of that page. Alright, so we start off with the 5th string again. We get this little A shape. Now what's going on here, just to describe it, is this A note is constant. It's these two notes that are moving back. So the way we finger this is first finger barred and the second finger in there. Now I'm going to move these two fingers back just like so, and I'm going to put my 3rd finger to catch that A note. Now I'm going to keep my 3rd finger there. There's a little bit of a stretch here to get these two notes back again. And then finally I wind up on an A chord with the 4 strings. So there's that little going back into the E. This next one I got listening to a Blind Boy Fuller record, and then I found out that Reverend Gary Davis plays it as well. Interesting. It came from the same area. It's a real Piedmont type lick, and it's completely unexpected. Sounds like this. Isn't that a cool sound? So let's take a look at this one. We start off with 5th string again, and we're going to go into like a little B7. I'm playing that as a triplet on the 4th, 3rd, and 2nd string. Now, I'm going to take my 2nd finger, hit that A note, and pull it off like that, and then pick my finger up and hit the open 1st. So we have 2 sets of triplets. This one, and then this one. And with my I'm using my thumb, index finger to grab that. And then my index finger comes down on that A note and then hits the open E. It's okay. Now finally we hit the D, open 4th string, to a C sharp, and then finally to the A. And then a little walk up to the E. It's a beautiful little turnaround. It's completely unexpected. You know, in the key of A, you're going up to a B. Okay, but it works. It definitely does work. Let's get another one. We'll go on to the next page now in your tab. Here, it's kind of similar, okay? We got this. Very similar to it. It's very similar, but we're starting this off and grabbing the E flat and the C. Okay, so there's a little jarring there, but it resolves. And then we're going to the D, C sharp, just like we did here. Okay, but it's just a little bit different. Now I get that D, I bar my 1st finger to get the C sharp, and then I hit the 3rd string on that. And when I hit that 3rd string, you may want to grab the 5th string as well. Get it? And then, so that's just, or, that's just a cool little turnaround there. Now, let's see. Oh yeah, this one. together. Let's take a look at this one slowly. I hit the bass note. Then I'm going to take my my second and third finger. I'm going to hit the E flat and the C. So I'm going to grab those two notes on the third string and the first string at the 8th fret, and then move them up 1 fret. So we have then open third and first. And then finally get that I get the second and third string on the A note and the F sharp note, the 7th fret. Then I just play open strings again. And here at this point I'm going to come down with my first, look at this little shape, an F sharp and the C note, sort of like it's like an A flat, and then move it up. It's like an A flat 7 to an A7. So we have that. And then finally I hit the A and then a little B into my E7. So a little bit different than here. We're going to slightly different there. Okay, so again, all of these can be used as intros. Okay, but we can always get into using them as endings. And here's the difference. With a turnaround, notice in the key of A, we're always at the end of the turnaround, we're going to the 5 chord, the E chord, or E7. Well, that 5 chord is pulling us back to the 1 chord, or back to the beginning again, you know? Goes right back into the beginning. But if you don't want to do that, just simply stay on the A chord. And you got an ending. So all of these little turnarounds, instead of going, you know, you may want to go you can do you may want to do like a little ending like this. Just don't go to the 5 chord. You really want to just stay on the 1 chord. And that's the examples that I have here. It's just one of the turnarounds that we've done, but instead we're just simply, you know, ending it on the 1 chord. Here's the other one. Now this is, if you're looking at your second page, this is your second line down, and there's that little, and here I just go, so I'm going from the 4th fret there and then up to the 5th like that, and that works. And then finally the other one is, got it. This is the very last one. That little D shape at the 5th fret on the 4th, 3rd, and 2nd string. Back to the G7, and then finally the A. And while you're here, you can get that 2nd string at that 5th fret, pick it up, get that F sharp in there, do it again, and then an A7. So that's kind of cool. You know, when I remember when I got a call, I was basically a mercenary guitar player, lead guitar player. And you know, people would just call me and I'd just go to the gig and show up and we'd play. So this harmonica player called me up one time, and he wanted me to come down and rehearse with this band, and the band was a guy named Louisiana Red. Yeah, he's in Germany, but I don't know if Andreas, if you heard of Louisiana Red, he's a Germany resident now. But it was just kind of cool. Um, oh, Facebook kicked me off after 18 minutes. Said it was over. Is that what happened? I don't know why they kicked you off, Paul. Did they kick everybody off, or is anybody still out there watching me? Because I'm seeing everything here as fine. But if people got kicked off, just let me know if you're still here. That would kind of suck if people got kicked off and I don't know about it. Of course, who are you going to write? You're going to write the owner of Facebook? I doubt it. But if you're still here, folks, you're watching. Rob. Hey, Rob. Okay, Rob's still here. That's good. There was a brief interruption, maybe 15 seconds. Sue's still here. Good, good. Okay, we're on. I don't know why Paul got kicked off. But anyway. So when I showed up at the audition with Louisiana Red, Red came in, the other members of the band. There was a kid who was a bass player who went to Berkeley. He was like 22. He was my age at the time. I learned everything on the street and on the bandstand. And at any rate, the harmonica player came in and said, if you want this job, you got to know a pocket full of turnarounds and endings. And I just looked at him. I said, a pocket full of turnarounds. I love that one. And he said, let me hear some of them. So I played a bunch of them that I knew. And he goes, all right, good, that's good, you're hired. And I wound up doing 3 gigs with the Louisiana Red Blues Band. That was a lot of fun. And that was just strictly, it was all electric kind of stuff. That was a lot of fun. Anyway, folks, this is the guitar lesson. At 7 p.m. tonight, Eastern Standard Time, I'm going to be doing a concert. I'm going to be playing that song, CC Rider. And also, if you want to donate, I'm going to teach you how to play CC Rider. That's for a donation of $50. Plus, on top of that, there's a surprise guitar lesson that I'm going to throw in there as well that I know you're going to enjoy. And that's just for a donation of $15. But if you can give $5, $10, anything, that would be great. For add $10 to that, I'm going to give you not only those 2 lessons, but a choice of any 2 packages of lessons that I offer on my website. Any 2 of them. And that's $25 donation. The last thing is that I have a Premier membership site. Some of you people are members on there. And you have access to every lesson I ever put out. And it's all videos and tab and some notation. There's also concerts on there. There's all kinds of stuff. Cool Guitars is on there. And if you, usually that goes for a subscription of either $15 per month or $75 for six months or $125 for the year. But only here on this channel am I offering the entire thing, a whole year's access, for only $50. So there's a lot there. There's a ton of guitar lessons on there. And for $50, I think that's a really good deal. So, folks, Warren, and he says it's the best deal. Andreas, B equals V. Got me on that one, Andreas. B equals V, I'm not sure. Oh, Andreas loves surprises. Warren's still here, yes, okay. So anyway, that's the thing. And maybe I'll just, I'm going to end with, if you all want to hear a song, I think I may want to end with, maybe I'll just play something for you. Let me just see what I have up in here. I don't know, let's see. Here, I'm going to be doing this song tonight at 7 p.m. So let me see, let me get the lyrics. I always mess up the lyrics at times. Okay, so folks, if you like to hear a song, I'm going to do this one tune, Mystery Train, for you. And again, I want to thank you for the donations coming in. Paulette, we talked, we were back and forth there to this one. I will sign you up. Thank you very much, Paulette. You signed up for a year's worth of every access to every lesson I ever put out. So I just really want to thank you very much for that. And yeah, and John, my man John Ross. Thank you, John, for your donation. So I'm going to do a tune. Train a ride, 16 coaches long. Train a ride, 16 coaches long. Long black train, got my baby and she's gone. Train, coming around the bend. Train, coming around the bend. Yeah, took my baby, never will again. That's right. Yeah, train coming down the line. Train, coming down the line. Yeah, bringing my baby, 'cause she's mine, oh mine. Mystery train. So I'm going to play that one tonight at the concert. I hope you can tune in. Rob, you played Mystery Train at your brother's wedding. The guitar player passed out from a strong drink. Andreas, that was called Mystery Train. Thanks, Jeffrey. Thanks, Paulette. Thank you very much. You're very welcome. Yep, so this is a lot of fun. Now I'm going to go walk my dog, Charlie. Charlie is my Labrador Retriever, a yellow lab, and Charlie's real cool. She should be down here if I had snacks and give her the treats. Anyway, folks, thank you so much for attending. Thank you for your comments. It's always nice to be reading your comments. Thank you, Warren. I'm glad you enjoyed the lesson. And again, 7 p.m. tonight, I'm going to be doing a concert from my studio. And also, I'm running a guitar workshop, not this weekend, next weekend. I'm going to be teaching some Mississippi John Hurt songs, and there's another workshop called the Folk Blues. And that's all up on my website. You see it actually on the front page. And the workshop's it's like $35, but it's a 90-minute workshop, and you get the videos, you get the tab, you get all that cool stuff. So anyway, folks, thanks so much for tuning in. Sue, thanks a lot. I appreciate that. Charles, yes, no, Charles, it won't be on. Well, it'll eventually be on YouTube, but it's all going to be right here. I keep the concerts here on my Facebook page. I'm going to try and upload them probably onto YouTube. I think there's some of them on there now, but yeah, let's see if we can get tonight's concert uploaded on YouTube. I'm going to put them on the Premier member site and also my Patreon site. I have a Patreon site, and that's if you want to just support artists. Patreon is a great way to do that. And I put some stuff on there that I don't put anywhere else, so that's kind of cool. Anyway, folks, thank you very much. I want to thank you all for tuning in, and you're welcome, John. Much thanks. And I'll see you all later on tonight. So take care, and let's see how we do this. It's always kind of crazy. Here we go. Take care, folks.